Hello everyone. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. I hope everybody is doing well. Thank you for being here. I appreciate the time that you take out of your busy lives to come spend it with me. Today, I want to revisit the set. Do you remember? We had a lot of fun with the set. I have some on my palette still that I want to use up, and I thought maybe we could create something exciting with it. We need to use up the color that is on here, and so I am going to activate them because they've been sitting here for quite a while. And I'm gonna let them sit for a second while I ponder and think about what I can do with them. So I will be back shortly. After sitting at my desk and thinking about what I wanted to do next, I decided that I needed a little bit of a break from my usual doodling paintings. They always take a lot of effort to make because I make the backgrounds, I look at the backgrounds and I stare at it and I'm trying to figure out what to do. And sure, once I start the process, it usually goes fairly quickly, meaning, it flows. But there seems to be a lot of effort that I have to put in, and I don't always feel in the mood to do that, or I just need a break from it. And that's when these backgrounds, these paintings that I do here, come into place. And I've done several different variations of them in the past, and they're just a great way for me to take a break from what I usually do and still be creative and make something that I like. Also, that first drop definitely was not intentional, and then I decided to just go with it and add a few more. As I started working with these colors again, I was reminded how beautifully they granulate, and I realized I had too much water on my brush, so I had to squeeze some out of it. And then I am going over the paints again and taking some of that water off the paper. They work really well, but they work better when there is not that much water on the paper. So now I'm just reapplying more of the same colors. I am linking the set that I'm using below, and I will also tell you which of the colors I've used for this particular painting. Of course, you need a little bit of water to get the colors flowing, and I am just trying to move some of them around a little bit by moving the paper back and forth. And then I had to let these colors completely dry. And with these watercolors, or watercolors in general, but particularly these ones, I like to let them dry on their own, meaning I don't want to take a hairdryer to it. I always feel like they dry much, much more beautifully on their own. That took quite a while. So after I had come back, I was trying to figure out what else I should add. And I just wanted to continue with these circles and see where that takes me. I had those splatters on there and I knew I wanted to add more, but I just had to see first where the rest of this painting was going. So now I'm adding different colors to the ones that I already have on there, and just to give it a little bit of a variety. Fortunately, this set has a lots of colors in them that you can easily match with each other. They just go together. It's such a beautiful set. It works great for florals, but it also works great for like stone texture. It's just so amazing. I am so happy that I bought this set. I love that there is not much thought that has to go into making these paintings, and I highly suggest you try something like this whenever you feel stuck or you don't want to do what you're normally doing and you just want to be creative in some way. And it doesn't have to be these colors, obviously, or even watercolor. You can create something like this with acrylics or colored pencils, what have you. That green is one of my favorite greens from the Daniel Smith watercolors. It's the undersea green, and it kind of reminds me of the sap green. And I think obviously they have a sap green, but this green, especially together with the purple and the blue, is just chef's kiss. It is so beautiful. So again, I had to let that layer dry. It's just better when you want to layer colors like that. Otherwise, you're just going to smear everything, and that's not what we want. So I quickly wanted to mention something while I am preparing this background further. I have been working really hard in the background in setting up an online store. I am finally ready to sell my stuff. I'm not ready to sell originals, but I want to make some of my prints available for you guys and, for the rest of the world. However, it is taking me so long to get to where I want it to be. My goal was to have it all done by the fall, so that if you are looking for something to buy as a present, or if you want to get something for yourself, it will be available for Christmas. My brain is not as young as it used to be, and I am just going to have to come to that realization that everything just takes me so much longer, especially when it comes to the whole back part, behind the scenes, setting up a website and digitize my paintings and creating something with it. It's just never ending, and I'm doing it all by myself. But I'm coming on here to let you guys know that I am doing it. I just don't know exactly when I will be ready. But when I am ready, I will definitely announce it here, because you are my most loyal friends that come back every week and watch my videos. So I feel like you deserve to know the first. So some of the things I am working on are cards and prints of my paintings that you can frame and put on your walls. I also have a tabletop calendar that I want to do that is almost ready. And those are a few things that are just for my watercolor things that I have painted. And then I also have probably some of my alcohol ink stuff on there, meaning, you know, the magnets, and I have some push pins. I have a whole bunch of other stuff that I want to sell. The problem is I'm not sure whether or not I will be able to do a Christmas market. And if I am able to do the Christmas market, then I need some inventory. And so that is reserved. Most of the alcohol ink stuff is reserved for the market if that happens. But if not, then it will be on my website when that happens. It just, you guys, if my 35-year-old brain had known that at 54 it would take me this long to create a website, I would have done it back then. Let's just leave it at that. So if you are interested, please just make sure that you are subscribed to this channel, or at least come back over the next few weeks and check and see whether or not my shop has been opened, so that you can purchase. I don't know how much I will have available of each thing, so you know, and I can certainly make more. I have my printer now, I have my scanner, and I am getting more comfortable in printing stuff and actually being happy with how it looks. I'm very critical and I'm very precise, and I just want to get the best products out there possible. So I hope you're as excited as I am about the prospect of having these things available for sale. All right, so now I have outlined my shapes with the Schminke Gold that you have been watching, and I've also added some more splatters of the gold. And now I just wanted to keep it simple, and so because I love these kind of shapes, I have decided to add some of those in. I feel the same way with these granulating colors that I do with the alcohol inks, meaning I have a hard time putting stuff over it because it just looks so beautiful on its own, that I feel that if I put lines over it, you won't be able to see the beauty that comes out of these granulating colors. So that's why I decided to go with that instead. I started outlining this shape with a 003 pen, and because the tip is so fine, I realized that I needed to outline it with a thicker pen, and then I am going over it one more time with a even slightly thicker pen, just to outline it and to make the lines a little bit more uneven. I really like how that looks, and so I needed to give my thinner pens a break, also because I am working on the front side of the paper, which is a little bit more textured than the back side. The pens, those fine pens, really get a workout when I work with them. I also had to keep going back onto a separate piece of paper to reactivate the ink, because they are really struggling on this kind of paper. I'm actually thinking that maybe I should make a video on all the different kinds of materials that I have tested for myself and started using most. I feel that even though you might not be ready as a beginner to shell out a lot of money to buy expensive materials, it might be fun to hear and informative to hear the differences that I have found out working with less expensive and more expensive materials. And that goes from paper to watercolor to pens. Let me know if you would be interested in a video like that. We're almost at the end here, and I really liked the little gold dots that ended up on the watercolors, but I couldn't really see them, and so I decided to outline them with my superfine pen as well, and I really like how that looked. All in all, this reminds me of like molecules or cells or something, and I am very happy with how it turned out. It was a great little exercise for me to just take a break and create something fun and something easy, something that I didn't have to put too much thought behind. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know by maybe liking this video, and you can share it with your friends, or you can save it even, so that the algorithm knows that people like this kind of stuff. I have not been getting a lot of views lately, and I'm not sure if it's the season or what is going on in the background of YouTube. But I want to thank those of you who show up weekly and comment and come to sit with me and enjoy watching me create. So thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate it. And I have another video coming out, I think Monday, where I will be reviewing the Arctic's acrylic pens. But then I will be back next Friday with another watercolor video for you all. So until then, take care.